that's good. I think I want this podcast to show people and help people develop their relationship with God and connect them closer to God. Like, I want them to know that God works miracles in their life. And I think the only way you can do that is by being real. So I think this first episode, I gotta share my story. And it's crazy what God has done in my life already. Like, if you don't follow me on my other social medias, I'm almost up to, I'm at like 300K on TikTok, almost at 15K on Instagram. I'm not just saying that to brag about numbers, but God is using me as a vessel. And in this chapter of my life, I feel like there's still so many more lives I want to reach. And I love talking. So I was like, hopping on a podcast, boom, that's easy. So when God told me to do it, I was like, God, I need direction. I don't know where to start. And sometimes it was hard because it was like, yo, all I'm doing is talking in a mic and talking about my life or giving people great advice to help them in their areas of their life. When I'm praying, I'm asking God what He wants from me. He's like, you gotta share your story. And I'm like, that's deep. Because if you don't know my story, it is deep. It's personal. It's a lot of things that I'm still going through right now that's still making me a better man that I'm becoming. And so, like I said, all my praise go to God because I know this whole next chapter is dedicated to God. I know that this podcast is like surrounded by God. Now, it doesn't even have a name yet. That's what's crazy. Like, I'm hopping on the mic without a name, without too big of an audience, especially on YouTube. I think my other platforms might do well. And I just know God's about to bless. He's about to. And I'm not just talking for this podcast, but so many times in other people's life, they get to this point where they feel like they can't hear from God, that the devil's distracting them, that the devil is trying to break that relationship they're trying to build with God. But I need them to keep focused. Because what God is getting ready to do in this season, your year might have not been the way, it might have not started the way you wanted to start, but this is still your year, bro. So my answer is always going to be God is good. Now, He's better than God is great. But I guess it's time I get into my story. I'm excited, like I said. I'm kind of something new to share my story. I've been trying to do it, take baby steps to do it. My story gets deep. First off, y'all know my name, I'm DeAndre Jackson. Man, when I look at my life, I realize testimony. You can't have a testimony without being tested. And I was tested my whole life. I mean, from childbirth, I didn't have my father in my life. That was the first phase of my anger. It hurt me. And there's so many people who grow up without a father. So I know that same feeling they have. But I didn't have my father in my life, but my mom kept me in church. It was one thing my mom always did was football, church, and that was always my back. If it was one thing, football wouldn't go well, God will always come. He will always come. There was moments in my life where I wanted to end my life, bro. And we'll get deeper into that. And I didn't think I could get through it. And God said, you know what? We're gonna get through this together. But I didn't have my father in my life. We go further. Years down the line, football, you know, I'm a star. Gave me a name, Action Jackson, because I couldn't sit still. I used to love hitting people in the field. I'm talking about, bro, it was crazy. Like, I used to love just tackling people because I was already short. So, like, my easiest thing was, like, ankle tackles, all that good stuff, bro. And I used to just blow through that line because I was dumb strong. So, I was a star, bro. I used to make dumb tackles every game. Run down the field full speed. I was, like, the fastest. Get down the field full speed. You know I'm coming to lay that wood. Boom! You see somebody flip in the air. That was that guy. But it was something that always hurt after the games that when I see other kids run up to their parents and my dad wasn't there, it hurt me. It left me angry. And, you know, I got in contact with my dad and he promised me that he'll come to a game and he never came. Especially the Little League, and I was just like, dang. And life just continued. My mom ended up getting remarried to my little sister's dad and just get babysitting. And yeah, I was molested, bro. And so for so many years, I wanted to tell my mom because I knew something inside of me just didn't feel right. Like, it was like this feeling like, bro, I want my mom because I feel hurt. I feel lost. But I didn't tell my mom because I was afraid that she might end up hurting the person or just not believing me. So I stayed quiet. staying quiet was probably one of the craziest things that I ever done because it hurt me. I hurt people, and I hurt so many people along the way. Bro, I hurt people almost up to 23 years old because I had this hate for women because of what happened to me, and it just continued to grow. It just continued to grow inside me. I was angry, getting in trouble in school. We fast forward to high school, bro. 1.6 GPA. Trouble list about as long as this book that's on my desk, bro. And I mean, you talk about what's next. It was literally like it was nothing. I had formed this addiction to porn at such a young age. Like I'm 14 years old watching porn because I was confused sexually because of what happened to me at a young age. And I'm still struggling to this day trying to break that porn addiction because of what happened to me at a younger age, bro. And I think it's a challenge. Life is challenging. Life is really challenging. I wasn't set to graduate high school. I wasn't set to go to college. I graduated high school. I went to college. I wasn't set to play football every day, and I played football in college in AIA, and then I had bigger dreams to go chase D1 dreams, and I played at a D1 school, and I think it was impossible, but God made it possible. We can get deeper and deeper into it, and I think it just shows how God works. God is real. He worked all throughout my life, and it just really is.
What's the hardest life lesson you've ever received, and how do you get through it?
Hardest life lesson that I had to receive and how to get through it was hardest life lesson I had to receive was that people are gonna leave. Not everybody's gonna be here forever. There was so many times my mom would get in these relationships and I'd be thinking, oh, this man, he's gonna be the next father. He's gonna teach me how it is. He's gonna go outside, throw the football with me forever. But sometimes that person will leave and it hurt. It hurt. But I realized that God put people in your life for a season. Even if it's long, if it's short, every one of them have a reason. If it was to teach you something new, to better you along the lines, to make you feel better, to make you, everybody comes into your life for a reason. I think it's an amazing thing. If it's for a short amount of time, it hurts, yeah. But when they're there for that time, you take advantage of it. You learn why you're here. What can you help me with? What can you further me? Help me get further in. If it's for a long time, take advantage of it still. Like, hey, I love this relationship we're creating. Check on them, make sure they're okay, build that relationship with me. And I think that was one of the hardest things I had to take in as a kid. It was like, not everybody's gonna be here forever. People gonna leave. People cut you off. Especially when I got older, I realized all my friends wasn't really my friends, bro. Because when I walked that path, I was walking alone. My circle was real small, real thin. I think maybe only a few cats I still talk to out of high school. You know, I watch other people's stories. I'm like, yo, I'm in high school, that person. They see me out public, like, yo, Dre. I'm like, what's up? I know you do it, like, I'm from high school. Other than that, bro, it's scary. Like, you walk and see God.
What tough challenge are you currently facing in your life?
Tough challenge that I'm currently facing in my life. I ain't gonna lie, so many challenges that I'm facing right now in my aspect of my life, bro. Like financially, bro, spiritually, mentally, physically. I'm drained. I'm drained like to a level where I didn't think I could keep going. But I know that God continues to connect me for a reason. Like I go to church and I hear a word from my pastor and I'm like, yep, all right, God, you got a plan for me. I'm gonna keep trusting it no matter how hard it gets. And it's real hard. Some days it's like, yo, it's real challenging. But I'm like, okay, cool. Financially, bro, I'm talking about bank accounts in the negative. But I'm still smiling. Spiritually, we talking about this faith that you gotta continue to rely on. But sometimes spiritually, when you get hit with your financial battles and your mental battles, you're like, faith. What is it? I'm not gonna lie, as a disciple, as a Christian myself, I still have those moments. I'm not perfect by any means necessary. So I'm like, oh, God reminds me, hey, your faith is what got you this far. When you were sleeping out of your car and I was with you, your faith got you to this next level because you had faith in me. That you knew I had plans, better plans than what you had for yourself. It was your faith that got you to where you needed to be. And God reminds me every time. God reminds me every single time. It is crazy how God works. If you dream and you sleep and He shows you a vision, you wake up like, man, God showed me something in my dreams. I want to go get it. And like I said, man, I said at the beginning of this video, I'm always keep saying that God is great, bro. There's no one like God, bro. Mentally, physically, we talk about being drained, bro. When your relationships aren't going the best, or physically when you're trying your best to become the best athlete out there and you still feel like you failing. Like things didn't work out at FIU for me, bro. I grinded my butt off, bro. It was crazy. Upon going there, I thought I was gonna get a scholarship. They classified me as a walk-on, bro. And that whole situation was kind of crazy. And even bro even the head coach trying to control my life, like, hey yo, don't do all extra workouts. You're not a TikTok star, you're a football player. And I was like, me doing extra workouts is a problem, that's weird. Especially if I'm just classified as a walk-on and just going to practice every day, balling out, giving everything I got. I was like, alright bro, first season, you know what's my first season with a new team, maybe things will turn around. It didn't really turn around, bro. Got to the spring, they tried to put me on scout team in the spring. I said, spring is where you showcase your talents, bro. Like, but bro, spring is where you're supposed to show everybody I'm a dog. And you know what? Granted, I was doing that in the weight room, bro. I think I squatted like up to 500 pounds. My boy Hosea, he ended up leaving before me. He left, and I was just like, dang. I'm sitting around watching. They putting us on scout team. They had no plan on even using me, bro. I could have stayed, and trust me, my faith could allow me to stay. But I'm also not dumb. If something isn't like clicking, it's alright. Let me figure out what God wants for me. I got into His Word. God has a plan for me, and if it's not football, you know what? At the end of the day, I still got God. My life isn't surrounded around football. I love football to death. I'm talented. I came this far. I'm strong. I'm quick. I'm fast. If you ever see me destroying events, I think you see that I have this dog in me. But I'm also with God. Sorry, I tend to talk a lot, but hopefully I answered that question and it will head.
There's a saying that making mistakes makes a person who they are. Do you agree with this and why?
Oh, yeah, mistakes, failures. I think that run along the same area. My failures made me. Every time I failed, I got back up and realized I wanted more. I've lost so many times in my life. We talk about my football career. Once I got into high school, bro, I didn't get to play football my first 2 years. My freshman and sophomore year, didn't get to play at all. And it sucked, bro. It literally sucked because it was like, dang, I love football. I didn't get to play because of my GPA. And it just kept failing. I go to a new school at East Bay, special teams, and that's just about it. I didn't get the ball in my hand. My senior year, I'm playing defense. I'm like the defensive player, bro. But dang, bro, we go 0-10 my senior year. No offer, no stars. It sucked. I didn't know what was next. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just done. But it was in that failure that I realized that God didn't bring me this far just to leave me. So I kept pushing, I kept fighting, I kept pushing, I kept fighting, I kept praying, and God kept making a way every time. It didn't matter. It didn't matter when I went from NAIA to D1. I prayed, I trusted God, I went homeless, I slept on my homeboy's floor, but I kept the faith. My failure does not make me who I am. I didn't get to play at NAIA. I played a few snaps, I played here and there. I actually scored my first college touchdown at Bluefield University. Now, it was one of the greatest moments of my life because I was like, yeah, I came this far, I worked this hard for this. Now it's time for me to move to the next chapter. And the next chapter was to go to D1 and show everybody they can do whatever they put their mind to. And I failed a whole bunch, bro. I went through some real failures in life, bro. Lost a lot of destroying events. I laugh about that because I lost a lot. I felt like, bro, I mean, I get so close and I lose and it hurts, bro. It takes a lot out of you. It do, it certainly do, but you just keep going.
How do you instill discipline in your walk with Christ? Do you have difficulty fighting temptations, and how do you combat it?
Discipline is one of the areas of my life that I'm actually trying to focus on right now in this next chapter. I'm not disciplined, and I can call myself on that. But I'm not disciplined, but I am. I'm disciplined for what I want, but I'm not disciplined for what God wants. And you know what I'm saying? It says in Proverbs, I think it's 3:5, it says, lean not on your own understanding, but trust in me with all your heart. So it's like, it's times where it's like my life, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm disciplined. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go here, work out at this time, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna eat whatever I want. I'm disciplined about whatever I need to do in that aspect. But when it comes to reading my word, praying, going to church, I'm not as disciplined as I want to be. Like, I want to be strong-minded in Christ, bro. Like, ain't nothing going to break me. Yes, I said ain't nothing going to break me and God's relationship. Not no sex, not porn, nothing, bro. I'm just being real. Like, I want that type of relationship, that type of discipline with God. Like, when the temptation comes, I'm looking at temptation in the face. I'm like, yo, God don't want that. It's like, you know, they be like, I think they say something like along the lines of like, I don't even remember that. It came to my mind, but I forgot it so fast. But my point is, I want to become more disciplined with God. Because in times of temptation, that relationship you build with God, temptation isn't joke. That's the devil trying to play with your mind. That's the devil trying to take you to a place because he sees you building a relationship with God and he don't want you to have it. So he sends temptation. The devil knows what you're struggling with. So if it's, you know, for many people, alcohol, weed, you know, fornication, pornography, lust, whatever it may be, the devil's gonna send it your way. When you get to a place, you'll see a fine woman walk past, bro. Man, like, ooh-wee. You look back and you're like, ooh-wee. That's the devil playing with you because he knows what you struggle with. Or if your temptation is greed, the devil's gonna give you more money. He's gonna show you a job, and the job gonna show you a lot of money. You gonna, ooh, this job paying me, I need to go work for him, but you don't even read the information of what this job is doing. You basically sacrificing your life. And you don't even realize it because you were so hungry for money. The devil sends temptation away. But that relationship with God protects you away from all temptation. Whatever happens in the dark has to come to the light. This shit comes to light. Speak on it, talk about it. So that way, you know what I'm saying? That's deeper into the next video, but God is great. That's all I'm gonna honestly keep saying. I'm gonna continue to repeat it each and every video because I want to remind each and every person that God is great. God is doing something new in this chapter of their life, and that they can keep going and know that He's created a way. So I'm not just talking to one or two, whoever watches this video, bro. You might be in a place in your life where you're battling depression, you're facing suicidal thoughts, or heck, your back's against the wall of finances. It's not over for you. It's not over for you at all. You gotta keep pushing. Every single day you wake up, keep pushing. Build that relationship with God. Become disciplined. Become disciplined, because when you build that discipline, you realize, all right, this relationship with God actually matters. I'm going to pray. I'm going to read my word. I'm going to fast. Discipline. Discipline is key. But I also want to remind you that you won't get through it. This isn't the end. That's your story. It's being written. It had already been written by God. You can't have a testimony without a test. So share your testimony. I know I'm called a podcast yet, but this is just the introduction.